Welcome to Art Appreciation at Bakersfield College with Penelope Young, Part 2. This is our second video. We are in 50193, and I went over a little bit about netiquette, and I'm going to show you where that is, and I'm going to show you how to upload an image in our first discussion that we need to do. Before you get to any of that, though, you have to go through this module here, and I'm going to close it so you can get an overview of what it looks like. You have 6 weeks, and then you have an additional module here. All our due dates, again, are Thursdays, 11 p.m. You might say 11:05, but it's actually 11 p.m. is the due date. So all the learning tools here, like this is our link to the book here. You can also buy this through the bookstore, and I showed you that in the previous video, how to get to that link. And then the ebook is down here, and then it's going to ask you to register for it. It's not going to ask me because I've already done it. So that's there. The videos you're watching right now are there, of course, right there, of course. So obviously you got there. Statement of professionalism. I'm going to have you look that over and see how it says mark done. It's asking you to mark it as done. So as student, it's going to look different. You're going to have to tick a box and say that you already looked at all this. Netiquette is here. I'm going to review it. This exists here, and I'm asking you to review it, but I'm also going to go over it now. So one of the things that I find, like I said, with students making the mistake that we're texting or on social media, just remember this is a course. I find that less and less with students emailing. I think people get the difference of a more formal atmosphere, that we're actually in school. So just make sure you're aware of that. Just check and use your BC email. If you send me an email from Gmail or anything else, I'm going to email you back and say, please use your BC email. If you use the inbox over here, you won't have that issue because it automatically uses it. Okay? But you don't have to use the inbox, but just make sure you're using the BC email. So there's a bunch of information here. I'm going to skip over that. Security, this is an issue that happens. A lot of times students are studying with a friend and they did not log off, and then the friend or family member put in the same essay or the essay in the wrong place, meaning that person wasn't logged off and they submitted work for another person. This is really dangerous. So I would just say the most important thing is when you get on the due date, and if you have to share a computer, really log all the way off and just be really careful about that when you're going to go to submit the work, especially with the midterm or final, because that could really get you into trouble and you could get a 0 if you miss the deadline for that. Okay, just be really careful with logging off. Make sure that you have a desktop or laptop for this course. If you want to try to use your phone on this course, I can guarantee you probably the best grade you're going to get is a D. It's very hard to use the Canvas app. It doesn't work well for the multiple choice, and you can't access some of the work through the app. Just that's my warning there. So golden rule applies for emails. Just remember to treat others, whether you're communicating with other students in the discussion or you actually email other students or you email me, make sure that you're being really polite, and you're always going to use a greeting, and you're always going to sign off, okay? Make sure you're giving me specific language. This is probably the most important thing right here. Make sure that you are giving me exactly what you're talking about, the assignment name, the question, or the bullet point, or whatever it is, and give me as much detail as you possibly can. Because if I have to email you back and say, which assignment are you talking about? And then you give me the assignment, and I say, which question are you talking about? That takes up a lot of unnecessary time, and that's not showing a level of professionalism that you need, okay? And plus, you're not going to get the answer right away. So please give me as much as you can quickly. If you say I am confused or I need help, there's nothing I can do until I know more. So make sure you're putting everything in there. Okay? Sign off, like I said, and make sure you use your name. And this gives you some other etiquette here on discussion board. I also have discussion guidelines down here in the writing. It takes a second, sorry. The guidelines for discussions, and then essay and writing guidelines. There's a lot of do's and don'ts there. Make sure you get into that. different writing handouts here. You have some online learning resources, and then there's going to be some extra credit. The one-time pass is the one that you need to know the most about. Okay, so click all those as mark done, and then you can get into the week. Okay, so this week is going to be week 1, and it's due on the 18th. You only have 4 days, and this still needs work right here, so kind of ignore that. But down here, it's going to tell you to review and mark done, and you don't get any points for that, but you have to do it. Watch the intro videos, which you're doing right now, and that's no points as well. No points for reading or PowerPoints. And then the introduce yourself discussion, that's worth 20. So this gives you what's happening this week. This is probably going to be changed. And you have 120 points due this week, so you want to get started. If you don't submit the syllabus quiz and the welcome discussion, you are likely to be dropped. Okay? So here is the instructions, a little bit about me. There's a video I would like you to watch, guidelines on discussions, which we just looked at. And then if you're confused on how to upload, there's a step-by-step guide here, right? That's one link. And let me know if any of these links are not working. Sometimes student view and instructor view is different. 2 points anytime a link is not working or a due date is wrong or there's something that says spring of 2020, you can get points for that, okay? The next thing here is going to show you how to, 2 ways to post images, okay? The images that you need to post here, and Lori's already done this because she's industrious on Saturday, she posted an image. Now this is a photograph she took from the book, and she did this before I updated it and put this information in here. That's okay, but I'd prefer you not do that. So the internet, because the other students aren't going to be able to see it. The internet, you're going to go through the book and find the image. This has to be from the book. If an image is similar, it's not going to count. I want you to find something in the book that you feel, if you look down on the question, let's find the question, sorry. Please find an artwork in our textbook that you do not consider art and upload it. Okay, so make sure that you feel like this is something that's confusing to you, because this is what we're trying to get into with this course, is to sort of instruct and teach you and expand your knowledge base. So if you think something's not art, that's interesting to me, and I kind of know, you know, I can tweak something later. If everybody posts a similar image, then I can, about abstraction or something about community-based art, something like that, then we can get into that again later, right? Okay, so step 1 is go through the book and find an image and Google that image and download it, okay? Then upload it into discussion here. So I'm going to say, because I know this is in the book, I'm going to say spiral jetty. And then I'm going to go to images. And then I'm going to, there's different ways depending on your computer setup. I have a Mac right now, so this is how I have to do it. I do Control, mouse click, and then save image as. Put it on your desktop. And you can title it. I didn't do that, but you can. And then go here. And then when you're doing your reply, you're going to type in everything you need to type in. I am so-and-so, like I did at the top. Then we're going to upload an image. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down here. Now, a lot of times students will attach. Please don't do this because they won't be able to see it. If you embed the image, and I'll show that again in the next video, so don't worry. I'm going kind of quick. You have to click on something. You have to go to this funky thing and click on this. Then go upload file. Go on your desktop. Click on it. Open it. It's going to take a second. Scroll down and hit update. Post reply. There it is. Okay? That is one way to do it. You have to do this while you do your writing. Don't get confused, but I'm just doing it so it's quickly visible to you how to do the upload. Okay? I'm going to review this in part 3 and show you the other option.